rump steak. It's next to the sirloin, but half the price. And if done correctly, it could be equally tasty, if not even more. Because it's a busier muscle, it's a meatier cut. And as long as we're careful not to overcook it, it will remain tender and juicy. So, let's do it. First, we season the steak, salt and pepper on either side. Hot pan. Pan is smoking. Vegetable oil in, or any high smoke point oil you have. Oil is shimmering. Now, steak goes in. You lay it away from you to avoid splashing. And we press to maximize the surface area that's in contact with the hot pan. That maximizes browning, which is layman's term for Maillard reaction. Protein with high temperature. That's what makes meat taste meaty. While that's searing, we'll prep our garnish. We're just going to saute some shallots in the beef fat later. Quite thin. This, according to Marco Pierre White, is the staff meal at the legendary La Tante Claire by Mr. Pierre Kaufmann. And it's so simple, yet the caramelized shallots add so much to the steak. It's also how I like to enjoy my burgers nowadays. Beautiful. Let you turn. That's beautiful browning. You press again. Now, to make sure it's medium rare, we use a probe. You want it to get to around 45 degrees Celsius, and the carryover cooking would bring it up to 54, which is medium rare. Of course, it's important to cook the fat, just like a sirloin. Beautiful. Cook the other side. And you leave it on your chopping board to rest while you add the shallots. That will immediately cool down the pan. And the shallot would mop up all the burn bits, the fond, the flavors from the bottom of the pan, from the searing of the steak. Now, we add a bit of salt to help the shallots release their liquids. And this will further deglass the pan. A bit of black pepper. If at any point the pan starts to burn, you can just add a dash of water to it. What we're doing is that we're evaporating the water content from the shallots so that the natural sweetness would come through. And that would balance the Dijon mustard wonderfully. That's perfect. Now, given the sweetness, we're going to introduce just a bit of brightness back to it by adding a dash of vinegar. Or you can use citrus, you can use anything. Just a small dash, so we get a more balanced flavor profile. And that's it. Stove off, and we can plate. Now, to plate, we paint a bit of Dijon on top. This is a Kaufmann dish. I wouldn't even dare using English mustard. Straight onto your serving plate. And now, the caramelized shallots. Be generous with the shallots. Now, there's no way you can tell whether that's a rump or a sirloin. Now, to turn this from a staff meal to a restaurant meal, we add, of course, my favorite, some micro coriander. Or any micro herb. Again, be generous with the micro coriander. You pay for them anyway. And there you have it. Staff meal at the legendary La Tante Claire. This is rump steak with Dijon mustard and shallots. I hope you enjoy.